Hello, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Can we hear me? Please, if you can hear me, just send an emoji. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, okay. Good morning, Ahmed. Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you here. Um, so we have our trainer for today. He's on board. So, Mr. Ahmed will be taking us today to today's session. Um, you're very much welcome, sir. And we're ready. I think we're all ready, all set to, for the session. So we can start. Yeah, we're already 10 minutes past time, so we can start now. Thank you very much.
Hi, Agnes.
Hi, good morning, Ahmed.
Good morning. Just to be sure, are we ready? I mean, can we start the
Yes,
session? Okay.
yes, we are ready. We are already 10 minutes late, so I think others will join us what the session is on. We can keep waiting for everybody. They will join us. But we have quite a number here already, so we can start.
Okay.
Yes,
Just Agnes, a little bit of logistics here. I mean, we are good for I don't know, like it is supposed to be 2 hours, but I think if it is 2 hours, we should take some breaks in between, or because I don't need basically 2 hours. It's gonna be like 1 hour, more and less. So
okay.
is that okay?
Yes, that's very fine. That's fine. So when and it's time for the break, you can just let us know when we can have breaks in between, and then we'll do that.
Okay, okay, okay. So just let me share my screen. In a way, we can start this very quickly. I think we're good. Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can see your screen. I think
Okay.
everyone else please send in an emoji can see your screen.
Okay. So thank you, Agnes, and thanks for the Rural Farmers Hub team for getting us or giving us this opportunity to be able to present MUMI, to explain what we are doing in the context of Africa. So my name is Ahmed. I'm the founder and the CEO of MUMI. This is a little bit of agenda, but feel free if you have any question to ask in the meantime, or a comment or feedback, that is really, really welcomed. And yeah, we kind of encourage you to give your feedback. So a little bit of agenda. I will start by presenting myself, how I ended up in doing this business, a little bit about my background, and the mix between IT and between the agriculture work we are doing right now at MUMI. Also, a little bit of history about MUMI, when we started, how we expanded, how we at some point changed directions. Because as a agri-tech solution provider, we need to adapt a lot, and to get feedback from the field. So that would be for the first part. Afterward, I'm not gonna take long, guys, on the presentation, but afterward I'm gonna go into demonstration, specifically with the farmers app, how it works, what are the main features, what are the main KPIs, insights that we provide to farmers, and I'm really keen to hear your feedback and your comment about that. Of course, for the farmers app, maybe it is not available in the manual, but I'm gonna do a high level demonstration of the advisor app, because in MUMI we have kind of twins apps, the one that work at the farm level, and the other one that works on the agent level. When I say agent, it could be like an advisor, an agronomist, a vet, a technician. So you guys could be one of those users. And of course, I'm going to conclude with some takeaways, also share my contacts with you. So in a way you can reach out if you want to have, let's say, demo accounts to try it out. I would be happy to share that with you. So yeah, so this a little bit of the agenda today. Okay. Agnes, so far so good. The presence is here. I mean, I can go on, right?
Yes, yes, you can go ahead. We're here. We're with
Okay,
you.
okay, just checking. So yeah, so a little bit of myself. As I said, I'm the co-founder and the CEO of MUMI, and we established MUMI in 2018. We are based in Tunisia. So I created MUMI or founded MUMI with other folks. I have a co-founder, which is a 30 years experienced vet, also a 15 years experienced IT, IT manager. So yeah, kind of, let's say, experienced folks gathered together to try out to see, hey, what we can do, how we can resolve this digitization problem at the farm level. And you know what? Let's be specific about what we are doing. Myself, I brings also like over like 15 years now as experience. My background is in electronics and software development. I got a PhD in 2012. I also co-founded other companies before MUMI. Basically, in my line of training, or my line of academia, which was like in software developing, also in electronics. That kind of last for almost 5 years. And then after doing that, doing services for the others, kind of we checked with my friends, with my folks, hey, why don't we try to have our own solution, try to solve a bigger problem. And basically that's what we have done. We kind of checked here in Tunisia, at least at the beginning. We checked here in Tunisia, what we can do, and we found out that there is a big problem with farmers in terms of digitization. Back then, it was really, really specific. It is something about reproduction and about stuff like that. And then kind of matched, at least with me personally, because I actually come from a farming family. So that's was the perfect match. um, Back then, also, I didn't have my vet co-founder, to be honest. So I managed to have a co-founder with me that is more into the subject, is more into the this let's say sector. And then we started Mumi. So basically, when we started Mumi, as I said, in 2018, 2019. um, where back then, as I said, we were into something like resolving. Not we were not talking about digitization. Honestly, we were talking about reproduction. There is a problem on heat detection at the cow level. How we can help to do that. And back then we did have some collars, and we have hardware to do these detections. But very quickly we figured out very quickly in the agriculture, let's say context, it means after 1 year or 2 years. Okay, it's not like 1 or 2 months. Iteration and testing in the agriculture sector need at minimum like 6 months, 1 year, sometimes more than that. So basically, as I said, we started as solving a specific problem, which was back then into reproduction. How can we detect heats to do cow insemination breeding? But quickly we found out that the problem is bigger than that, and we need to adapt. And very quickly we found out that the need is very big, meaning that mostly all the farmers, by the way, we all know that most of the farmers distribution, they are smallholder in Africa or in Asia, by the way. When I said Africa, it applies to all Africa, north, east, west, south. It is the same basically everywhere. And also we found out even the guys that are working with those farmers, I mean, other service providers, other product sellers, they also lack the right tools to kind of make their work very specific, easier and easy. So that's why in 2021 we have our first corporate partnership, which was here in Tunisia, was the leader dairy processor, and that actually was the start of developing the second app for Mumi, which was the advisor app, is now used by not only agents in the dairy sector, but also with vets, with feed provider, input providers, and so. In 2022, Mumi app was live. So I mean the mobile app. Basically, we used to be a web app, so you can use it in your browser, like using Chrome. And so in 2022, we put the application live. And very quickly afterwards, we have a like a very specific agri-tech acceleration with Catapult. And actually, it was there I met Rural Farmers Hub team and other folks also in the agri-tech in Africa. In the same time, we found out that the need is more about management. It's not only about reproduction only. When I say management, it means it includes reproduction, but also the financial aspects of it. So kind of what are my expenses? What are my costs to produce 1 liter of milk, for example? am I having a good feed conversion efficiency in terms of feed versus milk or feed versus meat production? How my KPIs in terms of reproduction going? How about my net income? Uh, how 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 much percentage of feed cost compared to my total cost? So stuff like that, and that's the first need that we actually got from the feed. Of course, when I say from the field, I mean basically smallholders, dairy farmers, but also there are some other big folks also. And one of the specificities of Mumi is that we kind of cover a large spectrum of those guys. So we have users and customers, like they do have like 10 cows, 15 cows, and the other they have hundreds of cows. So that's one of the specificities. And then also after Catapult, we kind of discovered that the problem is quite huge. It's not only in Tunisia. It's about all Africa, Nigeria, for instance, Kenya, Morocco, Algeria, Egypt, and also after that we discovered it's also the same in Asia, like in Pakistan, Indonesia, and many other countries. So kind of we switch a little bit. So instead on focusing on only reproduction and breeding, we kind of opened up and make it like a this time really management app at the farm level. And this is actually, as I said, suitable for smallholders, but also for the big ones. So that's the first, let's say, particular thing about Mumi. And then when we opened up and we started to have users in other countries, after that they converted to customers. Um, and hopefully for us, the application was developed on a very good basics in a way that it really adapts to any market specificities. So basically, what we have as features in let's say milk production feature in Pakistan is quite different from anything else because it's very specific and the customer needs that, and so on. So we are highly customizable depending on the market, so we can adapt very quickly also, and we are tailored to help whether the small ones or the big ones to have a very good user experience. This is being said, we don't say that we are the best application out there, but we still learning, and we are kind of preparing right now a new hall of user experience and user interface that we hopefully we're gonna put live in 2025. Because also we did after 5 years in the market, we need some refreshment, we need a new skin, and also compared to when we started just in Tunisia, North Africa. Now we do have like customers in 6 countries, very different. The need is almost the same, but that 20% that makes the difference, that also people like, and because of that, we kind of running a new run of um, refreshment within the user experience, within the user interface that we hopefully we are going to put in 2025, at the beginning of 2025, kind of to cover really all the aspects, make even more easier the application to be used. So yeah, and while moving forward, we discovered that our users, mostly 99% of them, it is the first time that they use a digital tool, actually. So basically, the market is very huge. And also, from a data perspective, we found out ourselves like one of the really rare companies out there getting data at the farm level. And that was very, very breakthrough for us because a lot of folks out there, like the dairy processor, the feed providers, breeding services provider, vaccination providers, sometimes NGOs, and all of these guys, insurance, credits, they want to have an idea about who are these farmers, how they are doing, how is their management. So we changed it a little bit about the business model. So we used to go directly to the farmers, and honestly, it was very, very difficult for us, and we couldn't scale, honestly. So kind of switch it a little bit. So we kind of switch it from moving directly to the farmers to going and discussing with the folks that are working with them. As I said at the beginning, we started with the dairy industry, then we switched a little bit for the feed industry, the breeding services now, like for instance, in Kenya, we are working with breed service providers, vaccination also. So kind of we switch it from a B to B to C model, and honestly, it was really something amazing because we have seen ourselves not only working in Africa but also like in 6 months having customers and feedback and the application running in other continents like Pakistan, Indonesia, and at some point in Malaysia. And honestly, you will be amazing. You see how farming is quite similar, especially when we are talking about smallholders. And we kind of learned from that and getting this experience actually into the application and to kind of redistribute again for other users and other customers among Africa and everywhere we go. So yeah, that's basically where we up to. Um, so yeah, so before going into the demos, I just want to recall how this is very important. What's going on out there? I mean, as maybe as you guys, as a future agent, agronomist, and so you need to understand the dynamics out there. Like for instance, sub-Saharan Africa, it's a main focus right now from everywhere. Why you need to understand why, how you can leverage that, how you can make yourself. I mean, on top of that, knowing where you go. I mean, you can like found a career depending on that if you understand the dynamics. So yeah, basically our mission is, as I said, it's really focused on smallholders, farmers. So empowering smallholders dairy farmers with data-driven solutions for sustainable and profitable growth. Why is that? Because basically we found out a lot of initiatives out there, but at some point the folks out there they cannot sustain them. Whether because at the beginning it's not meant for sustainability, honestly, or basically because adoption rates drops very quickly, and mainly if farmers are not interested, they drop. Folks out there suffer from adoption rates, which is actually made it our daily challenge to resolve. And that's why we are focusing on that. Um, so basically, the problem right now, why we are doing Mumia, I mean, we have like 130 million African and Asian smallholder dairy farmers that are facing the challenge to achieve optimal operations. They do have cows, but average is 2 liters per day, 3 liters per day. Farmers are spread between many activities. It's okay, but let's be honest. I mean, we should like have one, two, maybe activities, a little bit of crop, a little bit of livestock in general, but do it on a professional way. So that's the problem. There is also always let's say the conflict between the experience and our grandparents knowledge, and the new and the scientific perspective. And honestly, neither of both cancel the other. I mean, the way we see it at Mumi, it's a something that they are complementary. We just need the found way to do it, the right way to do it. And honestly, I have seen, I mean, very, very good examples. There is also the limited extension service, not because it does not exist, but because we have a very, very big number of smallholders spread across the field, and we have insufficient number of extension agents. So basically, if you do the math, it is not scalable. I mean, we need to have something else. We need to have something, let's say, automatic. We need to have something, a minimum of digitization here, at least at the agent level. And yeah, so the third reason in from our perspective at least, is about low awareness about farm records keeping. I mean, how this is important for you. That's actually the history of your farm. This is not like an option. You need to have historical data independently from the sizes, and you need to keep records. So yeah, basically we have different levels of those keeping record stuff. So no keeping at all, the chalk in the wall, some books, some basic applications, and so. But we need to have a minimum of record keeping, and basically the better the records are, the better the management will be, and also the better will be the access to other services, meaning credit, insurance, input, advisory, and so. And the last one, basically, it's quite new. Honestly, that was the last, let's say, problem we are working, because at some point, and this is maybe with dairy companies, and they actually they need to report their carbon footprint from supplies. So if supplies are well managed, digitized, and so that's a good thing. This is the case in Europe. This is the case in the US, but this is not the case in Africa and in Asia. So why? Because there is no data at the farm level, so you can calculate carbon footprint. So basically, what we are seeing right now with some of our customers is that they need to digitize dairy farmers in a way. Of course, they give dairy development service, but the main reason is that to get that data to be able to report a carbon footprint, and that's really, really important for them. So that's the let's say the problem out there. That's what from our experience. I mean, there's a lot of other problems, but mainly they go under one of these. So we did is that a platform actually that leverages technology to help dairy farmers in the same time, and extension agents to make data-driven decisions. And of course, with friendly and country-specific management tools. So basically, as I said, we partner with service provider, with dairy processor, and so say they do the education, they onboard the farmers. We are using their network. We after that, when they start using the application, we give them key insights to sustain their management. And of course, as we move forward, we have historical data, we have KPIs, we have a lot of data that we can use for all of the two parties. I mean, whether for the farmer, of course, or for the guy that brings that farmers to our platform. Um, and what we did, as I said, so the dairy management, the extension services, and also that's another part of the story, is we made that in one place. And depending on the size of the farm, depending on the knowledge of the farmer, I mean, the onboarding can take like 1 month, 2 months, sometimes 3 months. So we have like a onboarding process. So we get to onboard farmers like smoothly, and get them also engaged. So we have higher adoption rates, and we keep them in the application. I mean, if they are not interested, if they don't find what they need, they will leave. I mean, that's as simple as that. and we always focus on that part. Yeah. So that's I was talking about. So there is the as I said, the management app and the day app or the advisor part of it. So depending on your need, you can find what you need in the application. If you don't find it, just tell us. We can work that. So why we do have customers in the application? Um, so basically, what we found out after 2 years of working with farmers, like for example, for already optimized, let's say, farms, like here, maybe in some cases in North Africa, we have found like plus 15% increase in milk production. I'm talking about uh, farms with an average daily production of 15 liters, for example. For the guys with 2 liters and 3 liters, we do have same in Tunisia and in many countries, and I know for sure that they are in Nigeria, in Kenya, and everywhere else in Africa. For those guys, honestly, we have seen something really amazing, like passing from 2 to 3 liters to at least 10, 12 liters per day. And that's like 4x, 5x as enhancement. Also, because we offer something very specific. As I told you, if let's say, for instance, the advisory work in Nigeria, I know there is a lot of pastoralists, for example, they do a lot of beef also, but some of the features that are needed in Nigeria, we can really quickly develop that and put it into the market specifically for Nigeria. So and farmers they are happy with that because they are looking for something specific to them. They find it and they are happy, so they engage. And this is how we make our adoption rate very high. For the other folks, actually, depending on the need, but basically there is savings in extension services. We have more farmers, 4 more farmers with same agent. Also, as we are a global application, so they can fetch data within many markets and treat them simultaneously. And also, there is the impact as we offer them the data that they can build on and calculate their impact, measure their impact because it's quite important right now. Um, we also have in 2023, for instance, 60 decibel um, has made like a impact assessment in Tunisia. I think it was with 500 farmers or so. You can find it in this link. Yeah, I'm gonna share this presentation with you, folks, so you can check this and get the data. But 7 out of 10 farmers report an increase in production. 73% of them achieved this by increasing the productivity of their herd. And actually, 4 out of 5 report their quality of life has improved because of Mumi. This is our basic and expected result from digitization. That's actually the result. It's pretty easy, but the tough work is to make them adopt technology and stay with it. So to engage, that's the challenge. And this is a big challenge for everyone. I mean, and this like just the folks we are working with them, like you can see the uh, dairy processors, insurance, other also NGOs, um, feed manufacturer, academia too. So yeah, um, I mean, it's quite a big challenge for everyone. Uh, Data at the farm level is very important, and we need to do that for the sake of everyone, especially in our country, in Africa. We need to have that. It will take time. It's taken time, but that's the way. So yeah. Yeah, so basically that's about, let's say, Mumi, about the let's say the historical, our inception. So now I'm gonna hit the second part of our agenda. As I said, let me just bring the agenda again. So we are here within the demonstration. I'm gonna go into demonstration, the Farmers app. So before I move there, I mean, is there any question from the presence? So we can answer that. Otherwise, I can move forward. Hello. Is there any question, or do I need to move forward, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, move forward. There's no question for now, please. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Just setting up some things in here, like just give me 1 minute and we can go. It's taken. Okay, we're good. So, let me share my screen again. By the way, you can share your questions within the chat or afterwards by sending emails, and that's would be okay. Okay. Let me check again. Okay, I think you folks are seeing my screen right now.
Yeah, we are.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Ahmed. Yes, sir.
Sorry, come again.
Can you hear me, Ahmed?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I couldn't hear you earlier. The network here is very unstable, but I can see your screen.
Okay, thank you so much. So now I'm gonna move to the second, let's say, part of this session. I'm gonna go through the demonstration of the application. So basically, that's our just sample screens. It's very convenient. And as I said, even though we having worked like for now for 4 years into this user experience, user interface, we are doing quite a new refreshment of the whole user experience, user interface again, and that's really important because since we started, a lot of things changed, others not, and we need to adapt. We also gathered a lot of feedbacks from many countries, especially from our continent. So that's what we are doing. So before I go, basically you can find out within the application if you have an idea about dairy management or the dairy farming as a whole. I mean, you will find the basics. So the herd management, as I said, whether you can have like 3 4 cows or you have 400, it doesn't matter for the application. I mean, it will work. You will have your KPI, and so so depending on the size, maybe you need a grouping. Like if you are professional, even though you have 15, for example, there is like some scientific grouping depending on the age, depending on the biological state, and that's when the herd is big, it's very tough to manage. So this basically done within the application after you do the first input. So there is the automatic grouping, and you can take like action reminders, health notes, the pedigree records, and all of that is really automatically done. The second feature is the reproduction management. That actually we started by that because it's kind of difficult to, track. So you do have a lot of actions, to check. You do have, and these actually can kind of make your life very, very hard. And especially if you don't well manage that, it means automatically financial loss. Again, depending on the size, depending on the management type, and many things. But these are the basics. I mean, if you want to be professional, if you want to have good management, you need to have these pillars uh, on board. So the production management, I mean, all the calvings, the insemination reminders, pregnancy check, drying, and those actually get automatically from you by the application. Milk production for dairy guys, and so you can track your production, but also your income because it's very important. The four, it's the inventory management. So your feed inventory or other items. Here, there is also the question of pastoralists and grazing and all of that. I got a lot of this. This is also another side of the story, depending on the market, depending on many things. Um, but let's also talk about the feed you are paying money for it. So that impact directly your costs. I'm talking here about feed concentrate, if they're about hay, about something you buy. And basically, this is what also comes with feed consumption tracking. And of course, any other income and costs. So basically, the income comes from selling milk or from selling animals. The costs come basically and mainly from feed and many other activities that have. And that's actually kind of, we do have everything to give you a very, very comprehensive dashboard. So the dashboard will include the farm economics, like your net income from your revenue, from your, let's say, costs. They also like other specific KPIs, like the milk cost per liter, the feed cost per animal per group, and a lot of that, like the feed and fodder, the milk production evolution graphs, reproduction, like for example, reproduction, we give like I think 5, 6 KPIs already, but it is very sophisticated. I mean, dairy farming, like we can go up to 15 KPIs, but depending on the market, it doesn't make sense. Like for guys having 10 cows tracking 15 KPIs, it doesn't make sense. So they don't see that unless they want to do it. So that's the way how it works. Also, this actually what I'm talking about, very, very specific reports and analysis. And that's actually its climate. This is an optional. It needs a sensor. Talking here about climate heat stress management, and that's need a sensor within the barn, but that kind of optional. I have seen. I have. I don't know. Is there a question here, or because I heard some anyway a notification? Okay. Good. So I'm gonna move forward to the application. So basically, you can download it in the Play Store, or uh, you can download it in the Play Store, or you can actually let me switch here to English, or you can use the web application. Let me just check here. Okay, we're good. Yeah. So the application also used to be free. For now, it is not free, at least at this moment. But as I said, if you guys want to have a demonstration account, you can just email me or check with the Rural Farmers Hub team. We can provide that for you. It's okay. You can check it. We also have, if you guys based in Nigeria, at least the ones from you that based in Nigeria, we have like Nigeria as one of the countries in the application. So you will have all the calculation in Naira already, English, not other dialect, honestly, but it's quite tailored to Nigeria in terms of especially currency. So you can see the currency in Nairas, for instance. So yeah, basically, as I told before, the main application or the main, let's say, functions within the application. So you have the herd, the grouping, of course, a dashboard that kind of summarize what is going on within the application. I mean, within your management, within your farm, like feed, the milk, and other costs and everything else. And of course, everything is put under a very specific notification. Let's get yeah. So calvings, inseminations, controls that need to be done. So these are kind of notification we are giving to our customers. You can switch here just to have something very compact. Yeah. So let's go to the onboarding process. Um, sorry. Okay. So basically, the onboarding process start by inputting your cows. We do batch input for large farms, but let's say you are a user, so this is your herd. Let me switch to this. I'm gonna add a new cow, and we're gonna track it. This is actually an Indonesian account, so it says IDN, but in Nigeria, I think we put like NJ, something like that. But it applies to all. You can whether have, if you have like a national identification system, you can use that here. Otherwise, you can use something local to you. So I'm gonna try something like this. Year one, you choose the breed. We have a lot of breeds. Whether you input the date of birth, of the age, I'm gonna like say, hey, that's 1 year, and let's 2 year heifer, for example, and she doesn't have any calving, and I'm gonna confirm. So that's my cow. Pretty straightforward to add. If you, so the application prompts you to add another cow. Otherwise, you can move forward. And let's focus here with the smallholders one. So basically, I added the cow year one. I'm gonna just try to check it here. So this is my cow. Now I'm gonna try to manage and try to the reproduction stuff. So what I can do is try to input some historical data here, so you can see what's going on within at least within the reproduction, for instance. I'm gonna just make this cow a little bit older, so we can do a lot of stuff. Okay, kind of it's born at 2022. Okay. Okay, so that's yeah. So here you see like it's still a fresh heifer, no calvings, no lactation, nothing at all. Now I'm gonna start to let's say to manage the breedings, the calving, and so on. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it was inseminated, let's say in something like okay. So that's where I can go. So basically, see what happens in the timeline. Like if you do the insemination, for example, you do have other controls that needs to be done. And for every single one of them, you have notification that are going to be shown within the notification. I'm gonna right now confirm that insemination, that the control, the station control have happened, and see, okay, we can like say, hey, so this is have been inseminated successfully in September. We can add a new calving, for instance. We can call the calv year one, um, generation one, for example. Holstein, it's gonna be a bull, for instance, and we confirm. So just that's an example. And right now you can see like as a historical data, we have already the first cycle. Now we are moving to the second lactation, and what pops out here is very convenient. So you do have theoretically an insemination one. If it doesn't succeed, it would be like 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna show you an example. Then what happens afterwards? Like the controls that needs to be done, the drying date, and the next calving, and so on. So I'm gonna just hit. I'm gonna say something like this. This doesn't happen. So this is like negative results in here. So directly what you have is something red. And the second one, as we are in October 2024, so basically it's based on our date right now. But I can do something before that. And from that, you can take it. And everything that happens here, let me just say, hey, we did this in 15th of August. No, let's say the second one. Okay. Um, so 15 plus 20 should be the 5th of September, for example, something like that. Let's give you an example here. The second one so has been done. Now I'm gonna confirm. So kind of the positive, and you see what happens here. So you have, because the cow now is gestation control is positive, it's pregnant. So we can do these controls afterwards, and we can also know the drying period. And because depending on the management style, we can change the drying period. So here, just to show you how it's convenient when you do it in mobile phone, it's very simplistic because right now I'm on a, so very convenient to see. And actually, we found out that agents use this interface to explain and to give courses to farmers using this timeline. Um, and even though we are doing our best to make it more and more easier to understand and more convenient in the next version. So if we go to I hope we can find some notification because we don't generate notification in the past. Let's check. Yeah, here, the application. Yeah. So basically, this is the notification that have been, at least for now, the creation. Like we have like the year Gen 1, when we added it, the year 1 from heifer not inseminated to heifer inseminated, and so. So what is the story of these inseminated and not inseminated? Actually, that's the grouping. And when we go to the groups, we can find the biological state. So basically, you have the production group. This is the main group of the activity. This is the, let's say, the group that is making money for the farm. So the focus is here, not only here, but this is the main focus where it is. And under this group, you do have like subgroups for not inseminated, inseminated, not pregnant, and pregnant. So you can have some statistics here already. The heifers, same here. The dry cows, the calves, fattening, if there is a fattening activity, the sick ones, and you do have right now your present herd. So that's what's going on right now within the farm. In the same time, because dairy farming, basically, they do have losses, they do have sold ones. We also track them here under all herd. And if you want to sell a cow or something, you just can do this. I'm gonna show you how this, like for instance, let's say I'm gonna sell this guy, this cow. Uh, I don't know if you have seen what I have done, but let me do it again. Let's say this one for example, anyone. So I'm just pushing this group button, you see, and here it will show change group. Now I'm gonna put it into the cell. It asks for confirmation. Do you wanna change this cow from production not inseminated to sold? I confirm, and the cow is sold. So that's what happened. So that's maybe one of the rare manual change we can do. Otherwise, depending on the biological state, depending on what I have shown you guys, let me get again. like for example, this one. Depending on this, the cow will move from this group to this one, or basically from young to heifer or young to fattening, then from heifer to production, and from production not inseminated, inseminated, pregnant, not pregnant, then the dry group, then production again. And I think the guys who did like dairy farming in school, they know what I'm talking about. So basically, this is done very automatically within the application. So that's about, let's say, um, grouping, notification, how to add a cow within the herd, and so. Let's go to the, let's say, next feature, which is milk production. So milk production, basically, it's about taking record. So the milk price, the sold quantity, the consumed, and so. Let's say it's like, depending on the currency, I'm gonna sell 100 liter. Local consumption is, let's say, 10 liters. Gulf consumption is 10 liters, and the lost is zero. So this is the total volume I have produced. I can confirm, and I do have my production here. You can have an idea about that production, of course, if you get to the reports and analysis. You can see the milk production. I'm gonna just try to put something in this account. I don't know. I think I have very old data, and you can have an idea. This is a very big screen, so but basically you can see the production, and also you can download uh, the production on a Excel sheet, so you can see all the details. Let me show you that very quickly. Again, this depends on the size of the farm, you know. Smallholders doesn't need that, but if you find out yourself with very, let's say, commercial farms, that might be also needed. And still, we made, and hopefully within the new user experience, this will be actually quite new and very easier to use actually, because when you go to milk production, what you will see is directly the insights, and then you can input your record. Let me get back to home. So that's the grouping. Milk production, we said milk production is okay. Now, the feed consumption. So feed consumption is basically you can do it once a while. No need to do this weekly, daily, for example. Milk should be daily. Feed, you can do it once a month. That's fine. And basically, you have to choose which group you are giving the feed consumption to. So basically, you have all the groups I have shown you. For some farmers, let's say everything is the same, so they just call it adult cows, production and dry, and everything is in the same group, so they can use that. Or they are giving the same feed to everyone, so they can use present herd. For the guys, they are quite organized. So basically, each group has a specific type of feed. So that's we also can find the production, the heifers, and so what is the period? Let's say this is the 30 days um, consumption period. And I'm just gonna give like very simplistic here because I don't know what is in my inventory. So basically that's what I have given. And see, for example, one of the insights that you have directly in here, let me zoom in, is how much fiber within the production. That's quite specific to the account where I'm to. It's an Indonesian account. So fiber is pretty needed there. It might be the case in Nigeria, I don't know, but this is what you cannot found in other countries, for example. So just to give you an idea about how specific we can go. Here, what is needed to be understood is that we make it very realistic. I mean, why? Because what you have here in feed consumption, it is basically connected to your inventory. So let me go to the inventory, and specifically not all the inventory. I'm talking about the feed inventory, because if you see under Mumi, feed inventory is kind of separate from the other inventory stuff, because it's very important, uh, a little bit specific to be managed. Again, if you are a small one, you don't need to do that, okay? Or you, I mean, if you are not professional, for instance, you don't need that. The application will work for you very fine. But if you are willing to go under very specific management, on a very professional management, you have to do this. So you need to have a feed inventory. And if you see, like in my feed inventory, I have 3 items, and that's actually what is going to be shown in my feed consumption. So first of all, you cannot consume for your herd something you don't have, and something you don't have enough in your inventory in terms of quantities. So that's the relationship between what you have in the inventory and the feed consumption. And basically, you can see all the movement in here, like just the 1 kilogram kg I just given right now to the production group. For example, for this one, you can see also when you input, like you purchase this uh, inventory element, you can see it, you can edit. So just like any basic inventory. So that's how feed consumption and feed inventory works. So in feed consumption, you consume what you have in inventory, and so on. And of course, in feed inventory, when you do a something like this, like you add a new purchase, of course, the price is there. So that's actually how we can know your feed expenses from that. It's related to that, and this is how we can know at least your feed costs. So on top of that, let me get to the home. We have seen the herd, the groups, reproduction, milk, feed, the inventory. So the last piece in the puzzle is, do you have any income? Because kind of um, it's a source of income. So not only milk or meat, and also other expenses like, let's say, consumables, diesel, gasoline, electricity, equipment, services, and all of that. So you can input them. And based on that, actually, we do have everything to give you very, very specific KPIs. So that's, let's say, the last one, the dashboard. So basically, the dashboard is composed of 6. I mean, a lot of KPIs. I'm just gonna take 3, 4 of them for the sake of keep you guys concentrated. I don't wanna overwhelm you. So let's go to the farm economics. Sorry, my screen keeps. Okay, let me. Okay, so I was there. I go to the farm economics, and let me switch to the mobile view. So you see this, how it looks like in your mobile. So basically you have financial overview, milk production costs, feed costs, and those are the KPIs you might have. I'm gonna just show you something like, for example, I think I do have something here. Yeah. Okay. So this is the total income, um, the income that comes from milk, from others, the total costs from feed and from others, just details in here. And here you have your net income. So just to have a grasp about what's going on. You can also, by the way, check your costs. Yeah. So basically, this is my milk production cost, and which is 100% feed, because I didn't input something in the other costs. And I can focus here within the groups, like, for example, production. What was the cost? And actually, it applies only to production in here. I mean, depending on your level of needs, etc. So this is the daily feed cost per group, for example, 1,900. This is why per liter, which was the same in here, just to give you an idea. Also, you can check the cost, for example, for, let's say, fattening, but per liter doesn't apply, and so. Let me give you an idea about the milk production, for example. This is also very, very important for dairy farmers, especially. You can go there, check what's going on. So you have your total milk production in that period. You have your average per day. You have your average per day per cow and how percentage was sent. Here, actually, because we know some point the data could be not good, could be a not good quality data. So basically, what we show here, how much data is available, meaning on all this period, it looks like we do have 3% of the available data, like I don't know, maybe 4 days or 5 days, something like that. So this is really, really bad quality data. So you need to keep up or check what you are doing in here so you can trust these KPIs. Just to give you an idea how this works, because we know some farmers doesn't keep up with the milk or with the consistent input of data, and they think that they have wrong KPIs. No, we show you KPIs in function of the quality of the data you are inputting. So, and we do that by showing them, hey, you need more data to trust these KPIs. Okay, so just to give you an idea, of course, the feed and fooder, very, very specific. Let me show you something in here also. Something like that. Yeah, so basically how much quantity. Here you can set up a group. Of course, a group that you didn't have animal on it, it won't show up. Let me check the production group, I think. Uh, Something like that. Okay. So that group actually consumed like 243 kJs. This is the dry matter. This is the daily consumption. And so, I mean, just uh, um, about feed and fodder, some specifics. Also, in terms of reproduction, how many cows right now are pregnant, the percentages in here, how many cows are open for insemination, how many cow confirmed pregnancies, and we can do, depending on the country, like we go up like 15 KPIs in here. The health also, actually this one um, checks how many cows have been input within the sick group and how many cows have been put within the mortality group, just to have an idea. And that's actually give you a perspective about the herd, how many adult cows, how many in production, how many dry, etc. So you can get some KPIs in here, like 95% in production, your replacement rate here with heifers, and so. So yeah, basically that's the application. Now I can go and move forward for something very, very specific. Let me show you something very specific. I'm gonna go to report and analysis, go to reproduction report. I'm gonna choose all the cows. Okay. So yeah, basically, so this very, very advanced. Okay, that's really for I'm not gonna say for commercial farms, but for the ones who are seeking to be progressive farmers, to be professional. I mean, to know, are they going to the right direction or not? So basically, you have some basic KPIs about reproduction for every cow right now that is inseminated. Like you see, the year one we just added in here. It's the last one. and you have all the lactations. So lactation one, two, three, and so. What is the starting event? Is it a calving? Is it an insemination? Or you don't have anything at all? And then for every single lactation, you do have the calving interval, the calving to consumption interval, lactation duration, gestation duration, and at the end you have the percentage success in consumption in the first AI, the second AI, the third AI, and the average for each one of the cows, individual average. And from that, you do have an overall average for your farm. What is the calving interval? What is the calving to consumption interval? What is the lactation duration? And the percentage of success from the first, second, or third insemination. The gestation duration also, and so. Um, this is actually one of the very specific report we gave for the farmers, as well as I said before, the dashboard. So yeah, basically, I think at this point, let me check this. We covered almost all. Um, I mean, the main functionalities. I think we are good. Yeah, let me just get back to here and start presenting. Okay. So yeah, let me show a little bit what we are up to. Uh, okay. Get to the agenda. So at this stage, we are done with this, the Farmers App demonstration. What is needed, like the Advisor App demonstration. So before we are moving that, I'm just asking gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, I mean, if you, do you have any, let's say, let me move this here. That's better. Okay. Do you have any question about what I have shown right now in terms of demonstration for the Farmers app? Uh, Anything else? Any feedback from at your end?
Okay, I mean, thank you so much. Thank you. You've done so well. Thank you. So please, if we have any questions, we can ask before we move on. Any questions or anything you don't understand, please let me ask before we move ahead. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let me ask you a
Okay,
question for the presence. Yeah, Agnes, do we have some graduates or people out there, I mean, in the presence, that they have a little bit of experience in dairy farming, in cattle farming as a whole, or are looking to do this job.
okay, so for now, I'm not sure we have people who are practicing presently or currently. Except if I'm not aware of that, but I think we're all here to learn. So we have people who intend to do that.
Okay.
So they are just in the learning process, so they can see how they can also start their own. But I don't think we have anyone who is currently practicing except. But if we do, please kindly indicate.
Yeah, sure, sure,
Thank you
sure.
very much.
Okay. So let me just um, okay, okay, okay. So yeah, can we, Agnes? Can we just have like a break of like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and get back
Of
to do
course,
the yeah, to do the
yes, we
remaining
can do
of
that.
demos? Okay.
Yes, we can. I was waiting for you to mention that, so we can go on a break and then come back. So, how many minutes are we taking before we
Yeah,
come back?
just yeah, 5 minutes would be sufficient. And when we get back, I'm gonna go through the agents application. What are the features, and do the demonstration of that. Okay.
All right, that's very fine. Thank you very much. So we'll be back in 5 minutes time. So please let's take a little break
Yeah,
and
let's put it right now.
try
It's
to
10:23.
yeah,
Let's get back at 10 and a half, like 10:30. Okay, that's okay.
10:30. Yes, that's fine.
Okay, okay. Thank you, everyone,
Thank you
and
very much.
see you later.
Hello, Agnes. Hello, Agnes.
So, hi everyone. Hi again. I hope you get some time to kind of digest or ruminate all what I have shared. I got some question here like about this session material. So as I replied within the chat that I will share this presentation with the year team and the Rural Farmers Hub team so they can share with all you guys. So that's the first point. The second one is that if you need to have access to the application, you can just ask me by email or by WhatsApp. I think I'm also in the group on the year group, so I can share with you credentials. You can demo credentials specific to Nigeria, for example, uh, to be able to try out the application. And I think this is recorded. So I think Agnes, you are going to share this also with the trainees, right? Okay, so back to what we were doing previously. I'm just gonna. I have seen also some guys join it right now, so I'm just get back to the agenda. So kind of we are at the end of it. So I present myself and our company, what's doing, and then did some demonstration for Mumi and specific to the Farmers app. Now we are heading to a quick demonstration for the Advisor app, and then maybe some takeaways, some feedbacks at your end, and we can conclude this session. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to the this. So before we do that, I'm gonna just recall the Farmers app. So basically, as a farmer, and in terms of management, you do have, let's say, the basics, what is needed. And I was like I explained it before. Um, uh, the basics are there. They are very specific to each country, and we can go further in terms of customization. So basically, there is the herd management as it is, the reproduction, milk, inventory, feed consumption, other financial aspects, and all of this is whether in a very, very user-friendly dashboard and also in very, very deep, detailed reports. So that's at the farmer end. I'm a farmer. This is what I have access to. Now I'm heading the advisor side. So advisors, as I said, could be agents, could be vet, could be a technician. I mean, anyone that is helping farmers, working with that, could be you actually, ladies and gentlemen. So you have a specific, dedicated application to do so. And that's what we call the agent app or the advisor app. This is some print screen. So for example, you get to manage the farm, each farmer, basic KPIs. This is like a farmer card, actually. So you do have a lot of farmers to manage. You have a weekly plan, for instance, what is needed to be done, farmer dues, for example, and so. And also, again, it's very highly customizable depending on your need, depending on the agents you work for. I've seen a lot of NGOs and other like dairy processors have projects, very specific projects, very specific budgets. So they need to kind of group the farmers and the services and the products depending on this project. So we do have this also in the application. And to sum up, So basically, all the features and access to farmers' animal data, of course, with the farmer's consent. So as an agent, you can see what's going on within the farm from a technical perspective, not a financial one. That's the first thing. In a way, you have this visibility. You don't do like automatic or systematic field trips. You do them based on insights, based on data, on data, and this is how you can optimize your route within the field. Um, Depending also on the need of others, the one on and others, we can like activate, deactivate features, and so the same reports, like I think I showed you the reproduction report, for example, at the end. Now I'm going to show you how this is go for multiple farms, uh, and you can see that in a very, very high level way. Of course, milk, cartography, weekly plan, pedigree, and all of that. That's for the agent. We also have like a very, very high level at the corporate when we can see extensive reporting, team management, and a lot of other high level things, but this is not the subject in here. So I'm gonna just focus on that. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's say, I'm gonna log out and go to a testing server right here. Just my bandwidth get a little bit stuck, and I'm gonna use this advisor account. Okay, so you can see here. I'm gonna do that. Just you can see the difference between a farmer account that might. Okay, so we were here, right? So we do have all this stuff, these feature, and so now I'm an advisor. Like this is my, like say, my account in here. Now I'm gonna be an agent. I'm gonna be an advisor. So this is how it looks like. It's the same interface, but the feature are not the same, and I'm gonna focus on that. So instead of having herd and groups and dashboards as a farmer, I'm just gonna have farmers, okay? And I'm gonna have some specific reports, some weekly plans, and so let me just give you directly. Let me give you something factual in here. So this is a weekly plan. I am a farmer. This is my weekly plan. I do have like in the next 7 weeks, days, just these two actions. Now I'm an agent. I'm gonna take a look to my weekly plan and see. I actually have a lot of farmers in here. And then when I go to one farmer, I will have the weekly plan for that farmer actually. And I can decide upon on that. So that's at the farm level. I am a farmer. This is my internal management. Now I am an advisor. I have farmers to be managed. Okay, so that's the farmer I'm managing. I do have also a lot of perspective depending on the size, the person, the number, the geography, how many cows, how many milk in production, and the specific notification for each one of them. So that's basically an agent. Notification tool, they are pretty specific. So calving, if you see the calving, you will have which farmer, the ID, and what have been generated for it. So basically, it's a copy of what's going on within the farm, but they are kind of mutualized and centralized within one account. So I am an agent. I have 100 farmers to manage. I do have a visibility over everything. And depending on that, I can do the right thing without even picking the phone to call. I'm not talking here about going to the farm, but just picking the phone to call. Then, after having this data, I can do the right thing, and then really, really, we can go deeper and deeper on that. but just giving you a perspective here. Now I'm gonna show you something else. I'm gonna show you, for example, I showed you the weekly plan. I'm gonna show you the reports. Let's say, not this one. Yeah, the reproduction report. So now I'm gonna take, hopefully, I these guys have reports. I'm gonna choose all the animals. Try to have one. Okay. So that's the last report I just downloaded. Okay. So let me, as I have done, sorry, I'm gonna put both reports together so you can see the difference. I mean, how this is different in terms of perspective. Okay, so at the right, this is the report I was showing you earlier. Okay, so this is my account. I am a farmer. I do have my cows and I do have my KPIs in here. Now I am an agent and I have chosen two farmers to show, and I can choose like 100, but for the sake of the application, I didn't want to like to make it very complicated. Now I do have visibility on two farms, their KPIs, and if you can see in here, you can have, this is the first farmer, this is the second one, and I have the overall average compared to what I have as a farmer. Okay, so basically, the agent account, whether in terms of management or in terms of KPIs, it's kind of centralization, if that's correct, of data within one account. So I have this visibility, I have this data access at the farm level, and we can do the management. So yeah, that's, I mean, let's keep it this way. I don't want to like overwhelm you, gentlemen. But yeah, uh, um, yeah. So that's it. I mean, let me get back to the sorry, the agenda. Okay, so that's my contact in here, and yeah. So yeah, thank you everyone. That was all of it. So to sum up, I hope you now know what MUMI does, what is our mission, what is our vision for the country in terms of agriculture and solution to agriculture. What we did is that a tour for the farmer application, the management application, and also for the advisor. I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, don't, I mean, just reach out if you need anything else, if you need any materials. You also have my contact within the WhatsApp group. You can go ahead and ask, and I will be very, very happy to help. So yeah, thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Ahmed. Thank you so much for that beautiful session. Thank you. We are really grateful. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, what a
So
very great question.
please, do we have questions? Do we have questions? Please, if you have questions, kindly raise your hand so you can quickly ask, and then Ahmed is here to answer your questions.
Thank you
Please, if
so
you have
much, sir.
questions, kindly. Um, any questions? Please ask questions or any comments, anything you wish to get more clarification on. If you have a question, you can raise your hand. I'll just call you and then you ask your question. Okay. So it means we don't have um, any questions. So
Okay,
I
Agnes,
think the next question.
basically I think we all connected through the WhatsApp group, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so let's use that group. If there is something comes up, we can communicate there. I shared my number too, so I think we can keep it that way. And yeah, and thank you everyone. Thank you, Agnes,
All
for
right,
having
thank
me
you for
again.
being here.
Yeah,
And thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We really, really appreciate you guys for always being here and always joining. I'm sure you guys learned. If you have any questions that you're not able to ask here, you can send an email or drop a direct message on WhatsApp, and then you'll be responded to. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you all. Have a lovely
thank
day.
you. Enjoy the
Bye.
remaining of the day. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ahmed. Bye.